The Los Angeles Lakers might have just stumbled upon their breakout player, and the buzz is building fast. After what's been a roller coaster of an offseason for LA and GM Rob Pelinka, it now seems they may have uncovered a real difference-maker right under everyone's nose. According to fresh reports, there's a major development brewing, and we're going to unpack it all, including how this could impact the team's immediate future. There are also several other notable Lakers updates to dive into today. But before we get started, if you're new here and haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the time. This is your home for non-stop Lakers coverage, and your support lately has been incredible. Huge thanks to every single one of you for riding with us. Now, back to it. One name that's caught fire recently in LA circles is Darius Basley. The 25-year-old forward has quickly become one of the biggest surprises of the summer, and it's not just hype. Basley's putting up numbers and turning heads, like his recent 27-point, 13-rebound performance. And what's more, whispers are growing louder that the Lakers may carve out a roster spot just to lock him in. Heading into Summer League, fans expected names like Dalton Knecht or even Christian Coloco to make waves. But Basley, he's completely stolen the spotlight. Known primarily for his defense, he's now showing serious signs of becoming a two-way contributor. Having played last season overseas in China, Basley is now back stateside and making his presence felt in a major way. A former first-round pick in 2019, Basley still carries tons of potential, and it's clear he's locked in on proving himself. In his own words, returning to this level has been personal. I'm on a mission. I know I can help a team win. I've been focused on showing what I can bring consistently, on both ends. And so far, that's exactly what he's done. His defensive instincts are elite, but perhaps even more exciting is his development on offense. He's making quicker reads, shooting more confidently, and finding ways to contribute without needing the ball in his hand. Think of him as a Jared Vanderbilt type with a higher ceiling offensively. And that's what makes this so intriguing for LA. The Lakers clearly have holes to fill. They need wing defenders, guys who can guard multiple positions and bring energy off the bench. Basley checks every one of those boxes, and he's doing it with the kind of intensity and maturity that suggests he's ready for a real NBA role. Take another look at one of his standout outings from Summer League, a 19-point, 10-rebound performance that he later capped with 27 total. This wasn't just empty stat padding. Basley was making plays on both ends, diving for loose balls, finishing in transition, and doing the dirty work. His defensive motor? Relentless. His rebounding? Underrated. His shot? Improving by the game. LA needs this type of role player, someone who can slide into a rotation, bring instant effort, and adapt to playing alongside stars like LeBron and Luka. Basley might not have had consistent NBA opportunities recently, but he's making a serious case to earn one now. Across his career, he's averaged around 9 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly a block per game. And that's without getting steady minutes or a defined role. What stands out most, though, is how seamlessly his game fits the current Lakers system. With defense being a major need, especially at the point of attack, Basley's emergence could solve a real problem for this team. At the end of the day, this might be the classic example of a team uncovering real value in the margins. A player like Basley, with something to prove and the tools to contribute, could make all the difference. And if LA is serious about rounding out its depth chart with hungry, defensive-minded players, the answer might already be right in front of them. Let us know in the comments. Should Basley be locked into a roster spot? Are you buying into his resurgence? One thing's clear. If he keeps this up, the Lakers might have found a summer steal. When you compare Darius Basley to players like Jared Vanderbilt, or to others available in free agency, or even within the Lakers' current Summer League squad, you start to see why there's so much intrigue. His defensive potential has always been there. That's exactly why he was selected 23rd overall in the 2019 NBA draft. The real uncertainty has always been on the offensive end. Can he consistently score enough, or be effective within the half-court system? That's the major question still hovering over his game. So, Let's zoom in on the current Lakers roster and break down where Basley might realistically fit. Look, he's not going to be a starter. That's a given. With players like Vanderbilt ahead of him in the rotation, Basley would be coming in as a reserve power forward, a position he's naturally built for, though a bit undersized compared to some at that spot. He didn't play in the league last season, but back in 2022 during his stint with Utah, he put up a respectable 8 points per game over a short stretch. His rebounding, while not elite, remains solid, averaging around 5 to 7 boards, depending on the minutes and role. One of his biggest assets? That motor. Basley plays hard, and that's something you can't teach. His career averages aren't eye-popping, but they do suggest a guy who, with the right opportunity, can contribute meaningfully. Now, given that he's been out of the NBA rotation for about 2 seasons, his offensive growth will be the make-or-break factor. And that's why this summer league stretch matters so much. You look at what he's done. That 27-13 game was a statement. But even beyond one box score, his all-around activity has stood out. And here's where things get interesting. If you examine LA's bench right now, names like Gabe Vincent, Shake Milton, Dalton Knecht, Bronny James, and Jordan Goodwin, you start to see potential openings. Knecht is likely a lock. Bronny has development priority. But guys like Goodwin and Milton, if Basley continues performing at this level, don't be surprised if one of them gets moved or waived to make room. The Lakers may be forced to clear a roster spot, and Basley's effort, versatility, and upside are starting to justify it. Of course, not everyone's sold. Some fans are saying the hype around Basley is too much. One take suggested he's simply a Tier 1 athlete with NBA experience dominating much younger, less seasoned players. And that's fair to consider. But still, the upside is real. Basley has logged 5 years of NBA time. He's only 25, and there's a valid argument that he's just now entering his prime. And I'll ask you directly, if it came down to Jordan Goodwin or Darius Basley, who would you rather keep? For me, Basley offers more defensive impact and more long-term potential. He's athletic, switchable, and hungry to prove himself. It reminds me of what we hoped Jared Vanderbilt would be last year before the injuries derailed his momentum. Let us know in the comments, should the Lakers give Basley a chance? Because in my view, he's done everything you'd want from a summer league hopeful. He's brought energy, played tough defense, rebounded, and shown some offensive flashes. And let's not forget, his future in the NBA could very well depend on this. There's urgency in how he's playing, and it shows. One last thing before we wrap up. Fans have started taking shots at Rob Pelinka again. Some are frustrated that no trades have been made despite multiple expiring contracts on the roster. You can see this sentiment picking up online, with people claiming Pelinka doesn't know how to make a deal without getting taken advantage of. And honestly, I think that's a bit harsh. Sure, you could argue Pelinka benefited from the Luka trade or the DeAndre Ayton signing falling into place, but are we really going to say he's doing a bad job simply because a deal hasn't happened yet? Sometimes, the right move just isn't available, and forcing one can do more harm than good. So I want to hear from you. Do you think Pelinka deserves the criticism he's getting? Or is he being smart and patient, waiting for the right opportunity? Drop your off-season grades in the comments. Give it an A through F, and let us know where you stand. That'll do it for today. Appreciate you all for tuning in, and as always, let's hear what you think.